So for today's commentary, I'm going to be commentating on a new user named Steve the Unknown Nerd. He's very small, as he only just joined in September and only has about 4 videos in his catalog. Today's target is his most recent video on a commentator named Keyblade Master, who way back in May of 2018 made a commentary on Mr. Awesome and Mario 360, who originally covered Jonah Smith's top 10 worst commentaries of 2017. This is going to be my first multi-degree commentary, so there'll be a degree counter on the bottom right for each video shown. Also, since Steve only uses text for his commentary, I'll use another text-to-speech program to read off his text. Without further ado, let's begin.
Now, don't get me wrong, we've had to boast as one of the best commentaries I have personally ever seen, and multiple new friendships. On the other hand, though, we've had dramas get terribly overblown, bandwagons that don't deserve to be, people at each other's throats left and right, and that spite that end up filling the Three Georges Dam.
He's gonna continue driving home the fact that many commentators in the CC have been spiteful this year. Later on, you're gonna see me argue some of these instances.
So you interject just to say you'll be arguing about Jonah's examples of spite in the list. Okay, great, but what's the point of this? Like, of course your audience would get the fact that you'd be arguing against Jonah's cases of spite. It's not like this is a commentary or anything.
Shut up. You know what he means. By the way, Keyblade will be doing this the whole video just to let you know.
No, you. Seriously, what do you mean by he knew what he meant when clearly it's you who doesn't know what he meant? Keyblade was explaining that Mr. Awesome was just pointlessly interjecting by stating that Jonah was about to drive home the point in his countdown that commentators back in 2017 were being spiteful and that Awesome was going to address those points later on in his commentary. Basically just being Captain Obvious by explaining exactly what people do in a commentary.
So overall, this line just feels like filler that could have been cut out during the scripting phase.
But you probably haven't come to hear me ramble. You came to hear me list up the videos I consider to be the worst of this year. Okay then, a few rules. 1. 1 channel per entry, otherwise I'd be having a whole lot of my videos on this list. 2. This is kind of a no-brainer, but I have to watch the video in order to place it here. And 3. I'll be doing the entries under presentation, points, delivery, and chemistry in the case of collabs.
Yes, the third stipulation is basically word for word what Damien said in his video. I suppose you can make the argument that with such a specific topic being done by numerous people that it doesn't give much room to vary the wording, but granted how Jenna also borrowed the idea of singing a Christmas tune to start the video, this particular instance can't be chalked up a coincidence.
But here's the thing though, while Damon and Jonah start both of their videos with singing, the executions are very different from one another, as when Damon was singing, he knew the audience was there and used that singing as a transition over to his list.
That doesn't make Mr. A wrong though. Stealing is still stealing. Try again.
While both of them starting their videos with singing might be similar to one another, it isn't the same thing as plagiarism, you freaking half-wit! Now with that issue all cleared up, this instance of Jonah's third rule can't be chalked up to coincidence, since it was just one rule, with the other two being very different from Damon, in which he only gave out one. Also, if you're going to say that Jonah stole a line from Damon, then mind showing us some proof, since you just say that Jonah ripped off Damon with barely any evidence to back yourself up. Now at least you link Damon's video in the description, but it's not an excuse for not showing any proof within the video.
Hypocrite, you dirty hypocrite.
Keyblade's a hypocrite. Are you that blind to not notice that this basically applies back to you? He actually did explain his reasoning, but you just so happened to skip over the part where he shows proof that Jonah's intro wasn't copied over from Damien's countdown, merely just supporting the possibility that it actually was a coincidence.
But here's the thing though, while Damon and Jonah start both of their videos with singing, the executions are very different from one another, as when Damon was singing, he knew the audience was there and used that singing as a transition over to his list.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, at least it should be for me. But I'm here doing a video on the worst commentaries of 2017.
While with Jonah, on the other hand, the singing was used to bring up examples of what his viewers might expect from the entries in Jonah's countdown while playing up the song as a joke due to him being startled by the appearance of the audience. Not to mention how some of the lyrics Jonah sings alludes to entries on his list, as well as sets up the topic of how many commentators dropped the ball in 2017.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Multiple those videos that suck. And rip off the bob. Oh wait. Crud, did anybody hear me? Shoot.
So while both of them starting their videos with singing might be similar to one another,
It isn't the same thing as plagiarism.
So who's really the dishonest twat here?
You know, a common theme you'll see through this list of commentaries fueled by spite or emotion. Frozen Angel's commentary on Cosmix is a pretty good example of this.
Pedophiles are some of the scummiest people on Earth, in my opinion. The fact that someone would want to do something like that to a child fucking sickens me.
This is spite? How is he deliberately hurting, annoying, or offending his target by saying pedophilia sickens him?
oh boy, now we're getting to the good stuff! Hey, Mr. A, about that spite definition, it would be nice if you actually used the right definition of spite, as you've seen me using the verb definition when Jonah is clearly using its noun definition.
So, at this point, you're just starting to make shit up because you know he's right, but you can't bring yourself to say that because you're a complete fucking asshole.
So Keyblade's the asshole, huh? All he was doing was pointing out Mr. I using the wrong definition of spite to describe Frozen Angel's thoughts on pedophilia and his behavior towards Kothori. And you know, I find your usage of asshole to be really ironic, seeing how you, A, not only throughout this video and in the description, decided to call Keyblade a bully, idiot, real twat, and now complete fucking asshole, but B, constantly claim that Mr. Awesome was right, and that Keyblade was the one wrong all throughout, not to mention you cut out part of one of his arguments to make it look like you and Mr. O were in the right. You're being dishonest. The rest of the video is just Steve overreacting to Key making a joke about pushing Mr. off a cliff, and we end off abruptly with Steve cutting off Keyblade mid-sentence to call him something he accuses him of doing here. Wonderful. So, Steve, honestly, what can I say in the final thoughts that hasn't apparently been said to you already? You use bias for most of your points. You never actually pay attention to the things people try to explain in their videos. You take jokes too seriously. You throw out ad hominems left and right. You yourself were a hypocrite with some of your arguments despite what you say about Key. In this video, you cut out context to make your targets look bad, and overall this was just a very bad commentary to watch. My advice, lay off the spite. From what I've seen in the comments and in the description of your commentary, on Doodletone's commentary, on Tom4472, you seem to think that everyone is out to get you and the people you like, and from what I've seen from other people doing this and behaving this way, this is a bad motive to go by as it basically makes you look more like a white knight than anything, and it makes you look like you're unwilling to accept or handle critique. If you want people to stop attacking and bullying you, stop acting this way, and maybe they'll leave you alone. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say for now, so see you guys later.
Oh, wait, hey Steve, here's the proof you wanted. After you wiped your entire comment section on your video on Doodletones and only replied to me afterwards. You're welcome.